So the final whistle has gone at Thrashton Gate, and it was not Thrashton Gate today, but it was Ashton Gate, and it was Bristol City 1, Blackburn Rovers 0, and we of course blew the chance once again to get into the top 6. It is of course now we're gonna have to work it out. We have to earn it, of course, to get in that top 6. It would have been nice to head into the weekend's match against Norwich in the top 6, but guess what? It ain't to be. Of course, it was a super sub in the shape of Diedhiou with the winner on the 82nd minute. Not only that, of course, he proved to be a defensive thorn in Rovers' side as we tried to get ourselves back into it. But guess what? We were shit today. Absolutely shocking. Very, very clueless up top. It looked like we were playing with blindfolds on. I just didn't see any real endeavour from Rovers. The real standout for me was, of course, Harvey Elliott. He seemed to have the bit between his teeth and he was trying to create stuff out of nothing. But everyone else seemed to be playing with their hands tied behind their back or with lead socks on or something like that. It was just a little bit sluggish for Rovers today. Again, thick and fast, coming to London, coming to flipping Bristol in the space of over a few days is starting to take its toll on Rovers. But again, another finger of blame. I would go in Mowbray's way today. Not really usually do this, but I'm going to point my finger of blame in his way. He did make his start level was decent. I was very optimistic looking into this. Barry Douglas coming in at left back. Then you had Del Boy, of course, Ayala and Naomi at back four. That's a decent back four when you consider the circumstances that we're in. Kaminsky as well between sticks. Not a bad lineup, but realistically, it wasn't going right for Rovers. And around about 70-minute mark, you thought, well, even at 60-minute mark, you thought, make some changes, Gaffer. Make some bloody changes. He didn't make any changes. He took his time, and I think he made his changes too bloody late. Rovers' first change coming on around about the 70th minute mark. Tyree Stolen coming on for Lewis Holtby to try and change things up a bit. That was a little bit too late, and of course, not really the move I would have made. I would have probably brought Buckley on and kept in place of Holtby, and maybe saved Tyree Stolen for a little bit later on. But the change that did make the significant difference in the match was Diedhiou coming on, of course, on the 75th minute, and of course he scored 7 minutes later with a bit of a scrappy bit of effort. But ultimately, Rovers not good enough in front of goal today. The stats will show that Rovers did create a lot of chances, 21 shots today, 7 on target, but none really troubled the keeper Bentley. On the flip side, 16 shots for Bristol City, 3 on target, and 1 of them in the back of the net. Again, Rovers lost possession, we lost the touches, we lost a lot of the stats, but guess what? The stat that really matters is that 1-0 win for Bristol City, and that win puts them into a tip-top shape, of course, into the top 6 themselves. And again, I deserve it. Of course, I was bigging it up, saying, banana skin for Bristol City. But guess what? They move into the top 6 with that result, and Rovers have a big fat hairy X or big fat L on their foreheads today after this one. But guess what? We can't rest on our laurels on this one. We got to go again. And of course, we'll be taking on Norwich. Of course, the leaders at the moment, they are good. What is it? 9 points clear of Rovers as it stands. But realistically, I don't think we even need to be looking at those top 2 right now. We need to still believe that we can get into the top 6. Win against Norwich will change, I think, a lot of these factors. And I did say in one of the previews for this, whether it was mine or whether it was young Ben's on Robbins on tour, I think I did say that we can afford to lose a game over this stretch, and maybe that was today. Today was the game that we lose, and maybe we can respond with a win against a high-flying Norwich City who have only conceded 7 goals so far. When I say 7, that's a lie. Scrap that, reverse it, take it out and spin it out. They've conceded a few more goals than that. But maybe we can catch them on a bad day and then, of course, get the points on there. Of course, realistically, prior to that goal by Diedhiou, it would have been just another point in the bag for Rovers. So it would have ultimately been 2 points out of 6 possible. So, you know what? It's not that big a loss. Were we going to win this game? To be honest with you, at 0-0, I didn't really think so. It didn't feel like we were going to win this game at the end of it. I think we had some chances, limited, but they were long-range bad boys. I do like the fact that we are firing off a lot of shots, but it concerns me that we are when we especially without Big Bad Boy Brereton, especially without Bradley Decarino, our substitutions can't really make much difference. So when you look at it, you're throwing Tyree Stolen on, who is a hit and miss kind of player. Some days he's worldy, some days he's shit, some days he's just too young and too fragile. And today was one of those days that we did not get the best out of young Tyree Stolen. Of course, Harry Chapman didn't even get a look in. So yeah, it stinks. It stinks that we lost this one. But hey, we got to move on. We just got to keep on moving on and keep on believing that we can get back back into winning ways against Norwich City. Will Bristol City be there in the long haul? I don't think so. I don't think they've got enough tools in the locker. Of course, if it was to be the case, Diedhiou Holden would have been a masterstroke appointment, but I don't think so. I think Bristol City will have a good season, and they'll be in amongst the top 8, top 6 maybe, but ultimately I think they'll fall short promotion-wise at the end of it. What about Rovers? Can we bounce back from this one? I bloody well hope so. We've got the tools in the locker, we've got the goals in us, but realistically, we're conceding far too many. We've actually conceded 20 goals so far this season, so it's not great. I was hoping for the clean sheet, but that's it, my friends. A little bit later on, we'll have a detailed review of this. We'll have a look at what the gaffers are saying, also what the fans have been saying on the BRFCS forum and beyond. I'm sure they're going to be very, very vocal and critical as well. So be sure to give the video some love. Smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe. Of course, we are up to around about 13 subscribers, short of 18,000. It's a massive goal for the channel, trying to get up there. So make sure you bang that subscribe. Also check out the links down below: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. I'm on those as well. Make sure you head over to those platforms. We'll have exclusive content on the channel on Twitch over the next few months. So make sure you get that out. Of course, if you want to become the latest brother or another mother, we're trying to get up to 25 patrons. We're up to 22 right now, and I could do with your support in that regard. Check out the link down below: patreon.com/Roverseas. It's also across here and all these bits and pieces. But until then, though, be sure to give the video some love, and I'll see you all later on for a detailed review. Right now, I'm going to go rest my head.